How's it going, everybody? I'm back to give you another Sakamoto Days. It's episode 4, entitled Hard Boiled. And before we go any further, I need to please ask you to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews like this one. And if you want to support me even further, my Patreon link is in the description as well. Whatever you choose to donate, I will greatly appreciate. All right, guys. So, your boy Shayne promised you that this would come out the same day. I'm hoping that I got this review out in mid-morning to you. So we'll find out. Hopefully when I catch up with Sakamoto Days, hopefully I can do Sakamoto Sundays. Just be able to get them out on Sunday. I don't think that's gonna, real life stuff, but hopefully we can get that done. Last time, remember, we took care of those two hitmen, which is, I meant to say that throughout this whole journey, I think we're going to get a total of like 4 hitmen, 3 groups going after them for this. This episode, my goodness. I'm glad I didn't have to wait long to watch the one after this. So, I don't even, just wow. So, Hard Boiled. We're going to get a duo kill team here, which is Obiguro. That's the name of the woman. I don't even think she got an official title, much like some of these characters. She actually is the one that informed us that the last guy's name was Tatsu when her and Boiled, the guy who's with her, run into them. So she has like the, I guess, Jurihan-esque look to her, almost not purple, but kind of younger with the whole long legs thing. She is definitely a fighter. Forgot to mention that Nagumo has a bunch of random tattoos on his body. Don't know if that adds to his ability to look like anybody. I'm assuming that's what his ability is because he perfectly mimics Sakamoto, but I digress. Here we have she does the thing, and I don't think it's tsundere. I think tsundere might not be the perfect term for it. But she has the thing where, Boiled like will shout and then say something that is remotely thoughtful. And in her mind, she goes, "Oh, he's so sweet. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, he's so cute." But on the outside, she's kind of doing like the tsundere, I wouldn't even say shy girl kind of thing. Interesting dynamic with these two. And Boiled, if you watched enough, not even anime, if you watch enough Japanese media, there's a term called hard boiled, which is based on hard boiled eggs. So instead of you being, half boiled or soft boiled, you're a hard boiled. He's the hard boiled archetype dude. He smokes the cigarettes, says something profound, has the shades on. I think when I think of hard boiled, like the one thing that stands out to me is Kamen Rider Skull. If you have not watched Kamen Rider Double, spelled with just a W, find a way to watch Kamen Rider Double. They also made an anime called Futo. I think it might be Futo City of Winds. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up. Hopefully I'll have that information for you next time. But Kamen Rider Double reminds me of the whole hard-boiled thing. You can hear, the greatest example of a hard-boiled character would be Jet Black from Cowboy Bebop. The cigarette smoker, the guy that says interesting one-liners. He's chivalrous, right? He says, little lady, young lady, and stuff like that. This is what Boiled archetype is. As a matter of fact, Tatsu tells us, doesn't really, he's telling us that during the Balkan battles, 2 years ago, those two killed over 100 people. Don't know what the Balkan battles is. Is it a thing that we should know? Is it a real life thing? I didn't bother looking it up because I was engrossed in the show. Now, Tatsu, remember Shin beat him, blinded also. The crew has this guy tied up. Sakamoto is doing what Sakamoto does, that's eat. And the guy has an antidote. And apparently people who do poison stuff always have an antidote on them. I guess it makes sense just in case you hurt yourself with your own poison. Trying to put the drops into his eye, and when they're pressing him for information, it is so hilarious. He's like, "Will you untie me if I tell you?" And Lou just grabs one of his knives and gently stabs him with it. It's like, "I'm gonna drip out all this antidote until you tell me." And she's like, "Hey, I gotta get my other eye dosed, so come on." And he flats out just tells them that the name of the group, that, they're the Dondenkai. Someone put the hit on him. Don't know who. It's, all under the JAA. It's official. It's not just some random stuff. Which I like the fact that Shin fights back on him, says, "I thought you said, fearing for death is for the weak." He's like, "Yeah, sure it is, but I don't have a death wish." So we also find out, I told you last time, we found out more about the JAA. JAA is the Japanese Association of Assassins. Shin shows Lou his card, which I love the fact that it says it is valid until death. You don't have to reapply. Which driver license were like this? And we get, a nice little diagram showing, rewards, fees, retainers. They handle all of that information. As a matter of fact, there's only 400 pro assassins, pro hitmen in Japan. Bad photo. So, Lou also makes fun of the fact that Shin takes a really horrible photo. So we get more information on this. The girls come over and, they think they're just talking to one of the performer guys. Okie dokie. Excuse me. So before they get ready to leave, the guy does ask Sakamoto if he was part of the order. Sakamoto doesn't say anything. He goes, so the order isn't a myth. I do think it's funny that Lou and Shin both don't think to ask what's the order, but okay. So as they're about to, he asks, are they going to kill him? And Shin's like, nah, we're at the amusement park, dude. This is our day off. And then walks off, but little baby Hana comes back and gives him a band-aid and said, "I enjoyed you at the show." This dude, behind his back, already had a knife. And he frees himself, and he just calls them a bunch of weirdos, like, "You know what? I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the park. I'm just going to leave." I like that when they beat people, because this is going to show up again, kind of a spoiler, but when it shows up again, since they're no kill room, they will beat you down so thoroughly where the guys are like, "Okay, I failed my hit. I guess I got to leave." I'm wondering what's going to happen when they find somebody who's like, "No, you're going to have to kill me, or I'm just going to keep coming back." I wonder how that's going to work out. Kind of reminds me of Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, where Peter had, he just like, "I got to kill Eddie, or he's just going to keep coming back." Which I don't think Peter would have done that, but I digress. Alternate stories, right? So we've covered that. The family now is just going to go enjoy the rest of the park. Unfortunately, Shin has brain fog. We think it's because of the poison, so he can't really lock on to anything. He can't focus. The family went on one of those rides. You know, the ones where you sit in the chair, you go up, down, and go up, or you come down really fast. Lou is having a bad time. As a matter of fact, her nerves are getting to her, because now they think to themselves, well, hey, he can't read minds, but we're in this open park. It's well lit. By the way, it's becoming nighttime. So in my mind, I'm like, is it really that well lit? Okay, whatever. As long as we're out here, we can see threats. And Aoi and Hana want to go into the haunted house attraction. And they're all freaking out. Like, that is the worst place for us to go right now. So obviously they go in there. Lou has a remedy to calm her nerves. It's called alcohol. She is literally drinking to try to get through all of these jump scares. And as figured, peppered in there are other hitmen trying to get them. You have like Sakamoto, like double slapped one super fast to make it look like he was scared to his family, but soundly knocks this guy out. They're coming across rookies until our two villains that see them on the camera, they come down where there's a horde of zombies where it's just all hitmen. They separate all of them. And Sakamoto ends up coming face to face with Boiled, who has like this special rocket glove and punches him up through the roof. They have history. Those two actually have history, if you give me one moment here. Haunted house. Nope. So the history they have here is when they both joined, and I actually have more writing here. Bad habit when stressed. That's funny. What's the guy called? Boiled. He does like those hand grip exercises when he's stressed. But we had a little flashback here at the JCC, or the Japan Clear Creation. Boiled was 15, Sakamoto was 14. They are learning to be assassins at this age. Sakamoto was doing his shooting thing. Boiled is dressed like Hideo Kamiya from, well, he used to be part of Platinum Games. Now he's part of Clovers again. Well, New Clovers. They bought the name from Capcom. That's video game stuff, if people even understand what I'm saying. But look up Kamiya in the 80s. Like he looks like him with the sunglasses and the jacket. And they started off together. Now initially I was wondering if any of this was true, because he said earlier that he ain't have no really connection with Sakamoto. Like he had a scar. He's like, he gave this cigar to me. No, he didn't. But they actually do have history. And he was naturally hanging out. He's like, oh, you're pretty hard boiled, blah, 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 blah. We get all these flashbacks. Sakamoto was very popular. You have women, they gave him chocolates. I think it was around Valentine's Day, which is funny because happy late Valentine's Day, everybody. Gives him chocolates. And one girl's like, yeah, I know you like the 44 Magnum, so I made the chocolates out of the casings, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. And when they get to his locker, I'm guessing that the JCC is the standard for high school, whatever. All these chocolates fall out, which, how do they even open up his locker? You have Nagumo, who shows up, who also has a bunch of chocolate because he is popular, and he's sad that he had to turn down the ladies in the poison department for obvious reasons. And he points to Boyle and say, "Hey," Nagumo says, "Hey, who's this guy?" Which he's like, "Don't remember him, but no clue. But hey, you can have all these chocolates." And that's why Boiled is upset. He's like, this guy, I spent all my time with this guy, thought we were friends, thought he was hard boiled, but no, you quit for 5 years. He's talking a lot of shit while they're fighting. So before we get to that, let's talk about Shin and Lu and Obiguro. So the girls are knocked out. Shin is like, okay, don't know how, we're gonna have to fight our way out of this. Lu is properly drunk, and Lu is not doing Tai Chi, or regular Kung Fu. She's doing drunken boxing. A couple things you should know about me if you don't already know: I love Kung Fu characters. I also studied Kung Fu a little bit, but I love Kung Fu characters. So the fact that she's doing drunken boxing martial arts is amazing. So when the lady sees that she has some talent, they hook up Shin to a table, and the guys dressed up like Jason. There was a Jason homage. And not Chainsaw Man, but Leatherface, they get chainsaws, and she says, you have to hit me every 10 seconds or we're going to start chopping him up. And Lu starts crying like, oh shit, you're in big trouble. Which they're like, oh my gosh, she's an emotional drunk. Okay, things have just gotten serious. Hey, I had two parts of notes here. Things are actually getting really serious. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I didn't forget anything about that. Oh, Lu came in with a flying dragon kick to her head, like made her bleed, and called her Baba, which is old lady in Japanese. I'm gonna show you what my family's passed down for 4,000 years. That's great. That is great. That's why all of this is going down. Now, Sakamoto was fighting Boiled, who has these bouncy ball bombs called super ball bombs, and his rocket punch is called RDP, the rocket dynamite punch. And Sakamoto doesn't remember him, but Sakamoto's saying, where's my family? If you want to show me where my family is, I'm going to show you hell. And he's doing Sakamoto stuff with the heavy punches, but he's getting he's getting blasted by these in this hallway, which kind of almost looks like a high school hallway. But in this hallway with bouncing explosives hitting him, dude just able to hit him and then hitting him with the rocket punch. And then he starts to think as he's in this big pile of smoke now. And the guy thinks that he's beat him. He's just like, he's saying all these cool one-liners like boom. And Sakamoto starts to think, when the guy first created this, he was with phosphorus, all of the chemical things he added to make his bombs and his rocket gloves work, while they're sitting there at lunch with Nagumo. And Nagumo was saying, you should call it the super punch. Sakamoto in his head said, cringy. The names he's coming up with are so cringy. In this smoke, which you would have thought Sakamoto made himself, he's naming off all of the chemicals. But wait, I messed up here. As what is this homeboy's name? As Boyle turns around, starts lighting up a cigarette. He's talking about, you completed any mission. You got chocolate from all the girls, and now you become so weak it's pissed me off. You can't protect your family. You're nothing but a fat ass, right? And he's like, sweet dreams, Sakamoto. Farewell, my teenage memories. Then he gets a flash of like being stabbed, which is like the flash of like impending doom. And Sakamoto comes out naming all of the things that go into his bombs and his glove. And this man is rolling. There you go. Is rolling that arm. Takes off the glass and says, yeah, Boyd, I remember you. I remember you. It's time for me to show you what I really can do. Dude is now skinny. He's always been, you look at the guy's forearms, he's muscular here. He just got a belly and, double chin. But he's back to reverted to his, I guess, original self, what he would be after 5 years right now, right? So Sakamoto has done a henshin. He's done a Super Saiyan, if you will. And that's what this episode ends. He's like, I'm going to show you what I can really do. I think that is my thumbnail for this episode. Just rolling the arm. That flash that Shin got of Sakamoto in episode 1, seeing his original self. This is his original self. It is about to go down. Like, I love the fact that he walks out and just tosses the round glasses. And the fights are amazing. I didn't do any play-by-play for the fights much. I did a little bit of that for episode 3 review. But this episode 4 review, you have to watch this. This is definitely a 5 out of 5. Like, the action is fast-paced. It's hard-hitting. I love how the jokes are just perfect. Like, they come in perfectly. The drunken boxing, the flying kicks, that's great. All that's just great. 5 out of 5. Just that scene alone, just ending an episode like that is such a great way. It's like I won't compare it to Goku going Super Saiyan. I'll compare it to when Goku appeared on Namek after he beat up Raccoon, and he's like dodging so fast that they can't tell he's moving. It's like that, where you're like, oh, something major's about to happen. Oh, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section down below. Please do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of more reviews like this. Oh, Delali, this is good. This is good stuff. Also, that Patreon link is in there as well. Click it. Donate just donate what you can. I will greatly appreciate it. Guys, thank you for showing up. Please be good, be blessed. Wash those hands, drink some water, be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk, all right? And I promise you there are people out there that care about you, all right? There are people out there that would rather talk to you today than to miss you and mourn you tomorrow. So reach out to somebody. Please. My social media is in the description below. Follow me. Say hello. Keep it mellow. And then we are good to go. All right? I gotta get to this episode 5 review, because this episode, Sakamoto days, I'm telling you. Until next time, I still don't have a send off because I'm not going to repeat characters going, I'll kill you. So that just, no, I'm not going to do that to you guys. All right. So, I'll be seeing you guys.